Hey guys, mcfixit here. We're going to be doing an oil change in this Husqvarna. The oil filter and the oil are on this side. Some of the different models have some different ways, but the process is pretty much the same for all. You want to make sure you check your owner's manual for the exact type of oil, but we're working on a LTH 130. Some of the newer models have different letters and numbers than that, but this is kind of an older one, but still works well. And so we're just going to dive right in, show you what tools you need, and walk through all of it to show you exactly how to change the oil and filter on this Husqvarna riding mower. Here are the tools and the supplies that you're going to need. You're going to want a new filter, and this is a PH 2951. On it right now we have a Napa 21348 that you'll see later in the video. You're going to want 10W30 oil, an oil pan to catch the oil. I also have a piece of cardboard underneath that's not in this video, but it's underneath just to make sure I don't have any leaks. Paper towels are helpful. Gloves are really good. Get a box of gloves. You may need a filter wrench. You may need an actual crescent wrench, but I hopefully can just get it with a 1/2 inch. There is kind of a weird bolt on there. I'm not certain if it's original or not, but you just got to deal with what you do when you get a used mower. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is go ahead and run this thing for about 5 minutes or longer. You can even cut your grass one last time before you do this. You just want it hot. If you do cut your grass one final time, give it a few minutes to cool down. You just want to get that oil warm, but 5 minutes should do it for you. So after it's ran for that 5 minutes, go ahead and pull back the cover. We'll also go ahead and turn the wheel. All the way to the right. That will give you the best access right there for the drain port. Go ahead and slide that up under there. That'll give you a really nice ability to catch all of that. So I like to go ahead and set up my station so everything I have is right there. You'll also see right in there are my 2 wrenches. I'm going to go ahead and pull off this as well. It does just give you a little bit better access. It comes right off. It's just hinged on there. And just set that off to the side. That should give you a little bit better view as well, so there's not as much stuff in the way. So go ahead and grab your 1/2 inch. Make sure you have your pan underneath. And we're going to work on... That was on there pretty tight. So just keep going at it. Again, this is the thing that I don't know if this is original or not. This mower is kind of older, so I don't know if this has been something that has been added to it or if all of them have a drain plug like this. And we're going to pull it quick and let that all drain out. Now it did say you could use, instead of 10W30, you could use the 30 ASE if you would like to, but it's more cold temperature, like below freezing. And since I don't plan on running this in the winter at all, I'm just going to go ahead and do what I'm doing here and use that 10W30 oil. I probably should have used a round pan under this. It could have been a little bit easier, but that's okay. It's still working well. It's just draining a little slower into the lower captivity of this. So this has a second layer to it that it will drain down into once it gets on a nice flat surface. You could also prop up one side of this to help it drain out quicker. I don't think that's necessary. You just take a couple extra seconds and let it drain naturally. Because you're always going to have some oil left in it. That's just kind of natural when you're doing these. There's no way to get all of the oil out completely. So just let it take its time. Also, if you really want to get at it, you can go ahead and check your PSI on all of your tires. There should be written on the side of your tires what the PSI is for each tire. That also is something you can do while you're waiting. And you can see it's just got a little bit left on it. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off that bolt just because there's some probably grass and some other junk on it. And again, I don't know if this bolt is original. It's kind of strange, but that's what's on there now, so that's what I got to work with. I do know some of them you have to have kind of a almost like a siphon hose, and you kind of push it in and turn it to the side. Obviously this one does not have that, but they will come with a little piece of a plastic tubing. It looks like probably about a 1/2 inch or less. Once you get this pretty close, you can go ahead and begin to twist that back up. Now that oil is a touch hot. I did run and cut the grass for about 5 minutes just to get some of the grass cut, because I'm going to be doing that right after this video anyways. So that was nice and warm. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring this back out and set it down off to the side just for a second, because I am going to just wipe up everything that did get a little bit on it, which isn't too bad. Again, that's why you put a piece of cardboard down. Gonna go ahead and pick that up and put it back down and under. Sometimes you can get these by hand. That one is on there pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take this little wrench. You don't have to do it real hard, just a little touch right there. And it will leak down just like it is now. Try to catch as much of that as you can. But then the filter itself will kind of leak out just like that. I like to put those upside down like that. Now the next thing is important. Do not use your dirty, nasty rag. Go ahead and get a new paper towel or a new rag. We are going to want to clean this the best that we can. And so as you're cleaning this, do not let this stuff get into your motor, but pull it away from it and clean it out just like that. It's okay if you have to use a few paper towels to do this. You're going away from it, not into it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Next thing you do is go ahead and grab your new oil filter. There are a number of oil filters that work for this. I do believe Kohler makes one for the 13 horsepower. I have not been able to find that yet, so this works well. I'll try to put some links to some alternate filters in the description below. And so I don't know if I said it as I was doing it. I went ahead and put a little bit of used oil wiped around it, and just go ahead and spin this till it gets nice and tight. And I like to give it one little extra. There you go. The other thing I like to do, and I don't know if this was on the beginning of the video, go ahead and get one of these silver Sharpies and put what month it is. So it is 8/21, and mark who did it. Go ahead and wipe up any excess oil you have anywhere on the deck, anywhere that it could potentially have gone. That's really important to go ahead and get all that up. I probably should have taken the time to spray this off first, but you know what? It's real life. Sometimes your mower deck has extra crap on it. This is also a good time to clean up any of the stuff around it as well. Just take your time, wipe it all down and off if you want. But I do like to put the date and the month on there because I don't want to have to change this until the end of next summer. We're going to go around and show you where we're going to put in the oil. It's going to go where the dipstick does. So this is where you're going to go ahead and put your oil in. And so you're going to need about 4 pints, which is pretty much equivalent to 2 quarts or 2 liters. And so we're going to do our best. I do like to buy this in the bigger jug just because it's cheaper than buying them individually, but you could do 2 and that will get you right where you need to be. And so be careful when you do this, and we'll kind of go slow and then come back. and you will want to check it every now and again. So I've put about 1 quart in so far, and I just put a little mark on there. This is a 5-quart jug, and so that's about 1.5. Getting closer, 1 3/4. That probably should get us real close, and it did. So I'm going to go ahead, get a little paper towel, and put that off to the side, and we're going to go ahead and test. So you're going to go ahead and put it back down in. I just grab a strip of new, make sure it's new paper towel, and we'll go ahead and clean this off nice, and you can see where it says full and add. Go ahead and stick it down in there. And you can see, oh, let me go do it again. It was kind of hard to read. Sometimes with the cleaner, newer, it is a little more difficult, and you can see it's right where it should be. It's right where it says full, so that is good. Right where those little hash marks were. So we'll go ahead and dispose of the old oil, put the cover back on here. So to put the cover back on, you're going to put those little hinges back down into space. So the easiest thing to do is just kind of look over it and put it down, and you're set. It's not super difficult, but that's how I like to do it, to have just a little more access to it. And we'll go ahead and get the old and be able to take this back to a place that recycles oil. One of the reasons I do like this container is it gives you the ability to store it like this. You can actually take this whole thing to a location, and they'll dispose of the oil and just take it back and then give you back your container. Has little caps that go in there, but this works pretty well for me. This is kind of what I like to do, and just take back that 5 gallon. Some of them will make you recycle that 5 gallon container, and others will just, I guess, recycle it for you. Probably just throw it away. You can go ahead and cap this up. And then put your cap back on here. And then just clean this down and store this properly. I always try to put the old filter back in the box, and then if you have an old Ziploc bag or something, that works great to just go ahead and throw that in there. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe. Please comment if you do have any questions. Thank you guys so much for watching.